anything. Skarloey thought he was the bravest engine in the world. But then, the winch's coupling broke. Oh no! Skarloey steamed away as fast as he could. Skarloey raced right past Thomas, who was waiting on the main line. Skarloey switched tracks, and the cars rolled right past him. But they were heading straight for Rusty. Rusty hooted loudly to the signalman, who changed the points. Soon the narrow gauge controller, Mr. Percival, arrived. Winch hooked onto Skarloey's freight car coupling. Skarloey was still coupled up, but he didn't tell the workman. Slowly, Skarloey was pulled up the hill. When Rhenas and Duncan arrived at the bottom of the incline, they gasped. "Look where Skarloey is," puffed Rhenas. "That is the bravest thing to do," chuffed Duncan. Duncan cheered and Rhenas blew his whistle. Skarloey felt prouder than ever. "Look at me! Look at me!" he huffed. At last, Skarloey reached the top of the incline. "I'm the bravest engine in all the world!" he called. But Skarloey was too heavy, and the winch broke. Whee! Puffed Skarloey as he raced down the hill. But when he got to the bottom, he couldn't stop. Skarloey raced all the way to the transfer yards. He raced past a very surprised Thomas and straight into the snowbank. Mr. Skarloey jumped. His freight cars hit the bumpers, and bright white flour flew everywhere. "Fancy jumping at a silly old crane," snorted James. "Scaredy little engine." Skarloey felt very upset and smaller than ever. "James was only teasing," puffed Thomas. "Scaredy engine," sang the trucks. "Clickety-clack, don't come back." "Maybe I am a scaredy little engine," cried Skarloey, and he steamed away. But when Thomas arrived at the wharf, he saw Skarloey. Skarloey looked very sad. He had broken down. "There's no one to take me to the repairer's yard," Skarloey chuffed. "Maybe I can take you," puffed Thomas. "Please, sir," Thomas asked the narrow gauge controller, "can I take Skarloey to the repairers?" "Skarloey is very heavy," said the narrow gauge controller. "I'm sure I can pull him," puffed Thomas. "And I finished all my other jobs." "Very well," said the narrow gauge controller, "but you must go straight there." "Yes, sir," whistled Thomas. "The coupling on that flatbed is old, so take care." So Skarloey was loaded onto the flatbed. Skarloey was sad. "I don't like going to the repairers," he puffed. Thomas wanted to cheer Skarloey up. "I'll show you some wonderful new sights. Sights you never see in the mountains," chuffed Thomas cheerfully. "This will be your big day out." And Thomas and Skarloey puffed through the flowery fields and the green meadows of Shen Valley. "There," whistled Thomas grandly. "It's very nice," chuffed Skarloey. "But we have green valleys in the mountains." Thomas felt sad. He wanted Skarloey to have a big day out. Then there was trouble. Just as he got to the top of the hill, the coupling came loose, and Skarloey rolled backwards. "Help!" cried Skarloey, but it was too late. Skarloey's flatbed biffed into the sidings and came off the track. Oh! village won't be cozy and warm, puffed Skarloey sadly. And it's all by fall. Suddenly, Skarloey had an idea. There's only one thing to do, he puffed. I will have to collect the coal myself. He didn't want to share his special with Rhenas. No, thank you. I can pull these cars on my own, Rhenas. I'm stronger than you. No, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. Then an idea flew into Skarloey's funnel. We'll put the cars between us and pull our hardest. The strongest engine will pull the puppet show special. Rhenas was soon coupled up to the back of the train. They pulled with all their strength and steam. First, the cars trundled one way. Then they trundled the other. Skarloey was determined to win. Then, Rhenas heard a creaking and a cranking. He knew the couplings were being pulled too hard. But Skarloey wouldn't give up. I must win, he thought. Then there was trouble. With a crack and a clank, Rhenas' coupling snapped. The puppet show cars bashed and bumped into Skarloey and pushed him down the other side of the hill. Skarloey was puffing towards Percival Pond. Then there was trouble. Skarloey went round the bend too fast. He steamed into a siding. Skarloey bashed through the buffers. And with a splash, a sploosh, and a splosh, Skarloey plunged into Percival Pond. Fizzling fireboxes. I wanted to pull the puppet show special on my own. Now look what I've done. The children won't have ice cream or flags. They won't have their puppet show. Help! But there was